Welcome to the EE Weekend Preview Show, where our mission is to bring you the best, the very best betting opportunities for the upcoming weekend. And we've got free squares for you all weekend long. Horses we believe have a significant advantage over the rest of their respective fields. Each week, our expert team collaborates to form a consensus on at least 10 horses. Today, I want to tell you, I believe we have about 20 horses. My partner, of course, OIdy. What is up, my man?
Super excited for this weekend. Great racing. I think we found some great horses for everybody. So super excited just to be here and have the opportunity to present these.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We went through it today. We had Alfredo on. Justin couldn't get on today, but he did. He does represent. We've, in fact, yes, you are looking at Century Mile, a quarter horse. This was Justin's play. We all thought it'd be great. Panama Slim replays. We are in the works right now of getting it all done. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw replays within the next 2 months, maybe even sooner. What up, Jay, Kent, Doug, Gary? Good to always see you guys. And hopefully James in the house. And anyways, we've got a good list of horses, OIdy. I just have a really good feeling that you're gonna have a really killer show on Saturday, because you seem to be on fire right now, and I think you're going to be really hot.
Well, I hope so. There's some horses I really like, so it's always disappointing when horses you like lose. But I think there's some good prices to be had, and a good mix of quality horses and prices in there as well.
Yeah. Well, how about we get this list going? Let's start here. This was a pick that Justin came up with. Of course, he likes the 3-horse. We'll run the race, and this was really interesting because you don't see this in a quarter horse race very often. But this horse, the simulation has this horse winning by over 2 lengths, and so so Justin found this horse. I mean, you just don't see this very often. It's 4-5 on the EquinEdge morning line. It's 79% chance of winning. It's got the top pace number, of course. It's the top EquinEdge pick. And it looks really tough. I don't know. Let's take a look at the past performances. It broke its maiden last time out by 3/4 of a length pretty easily.
Yeah, and Scotty, I'm not sure about this, but I think lone pace in a quarter horse race is a good thing to have.
Yeah, I would say so. Here's what I like about this horse. The first time out, it ran in a trial. So that means that the trainer, who's 17% Stockwell, actually liked this horse. And now it moves up in GSR a little bit. The win percentage goes crazy high. And the horse broke from the rail last time out. It did break first, and yeah, it's a straightaway. I get it, but sometimes that can be intimidating. This horse ran really good. I think this horse is just going to be long gone. At least the simulation says that. I don't know who else you would use. We looked at this group of horses, and it just looked like all about this horse. Now, why are we giving you this horse? Because it's probably going to go off at 1-5. Who knows? Maybe it won't, and it's a good play to bet. I doubt it, but it looks like a free square, and that's the point. So we try to find some prices. We did find some horses that are some prices. We have a first-time starter that's 12-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. So we're going to come up with some prices. OIdy had a couple of horses that got shot down, but he really liked those. Those were big prices. Maybe we can, if we have time, we'll bring those back up too and tell you about them because they were interesting. But we're really trying to come up with horses that are free squares. And believe me, there's a lot of horses that were 3-5 on the odds makers morning line. We had like 3 or 4 of them that we just shot down and aren't even bringing it out to you. What up, Razor in the house? What up, Bottom Peter? What are your stats? What does that mean? What are your stats? Win percentage, ROI? I don't know. The win percentage in I can tell you the last month has been, what did I tell you, OIdy? What is the win?
I think I don't know if he means the show or for the system overall. But
he might be the show. Yeah. What up, Chris? For this, last week, or we haven't done a show in a few weeks. The first week, we were 80% in the money, 50% wins. 2 of our horses lost by noses for second, or we would have gone like 80% win. And we had some scratches. And then about 3 weeks ago, we had a really rough time. Remember, OIdy, when we were doing our together, where we get together and we hash it. What are we calling those again?
I'm calling it the scrum.
The scrum. Yeah, well, the scrum. We none of us could agree on horses, and it ended up being that way. It's you're committed, so we had to do it, but we did not do well. I don't think that's going to be the norm. The way we're doing this, we all have to come up with a consensus that we like a horse. So, but we had one really good day and one really bad day. So hopefully, we do think though that we'll win 50% of the time, and we think we'll be in the money anywhere from 70 to 80% of the time. We feel very confident about that, actually. So if that's what you were asking me. So this will be, the second, I think this is the fourth episode, Chris. Yeah, I think the second we did good
Second
too.
one, we went 50% also.
We did go 50%. All right. So yeah, I don't think that, I think it was an anomaly, that third episode. And we could have predicted it almost probably because we just couldn't agree. But we agreed pretty well today, didn't we?
We did, yes. Yeah.
We did. So I think, we agreed for us to give you a horse at Century Mile. Who knows maybe you're playing it and it's late at night and you have nothing, but you're like, oh man, yeah, this was a horse to watch. So just these free bets. Yeah. So, so you might want this horse, and who knows, you never know. It might be an overlay, and we can't control what these horses go off at too. So we think it's worth at 79%, all the other attributes.
And there are more than one way to play a horse to win money too. So, if you're playing a double at Century Mile and you can find a second or third choice to group this horse into, you can make decent money on a double that way, or a pick three where you single this horse.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about a base wager there. I'd be talking about a much higher base to your wager, but you can make money doing those things using the free squares. And I had a lot of success the first 2 weeks singling these free squares and pick fours that paid on average, though the ones that I hit with these paid over $500 each. But that's anecdotal stats based on the way I bet them, not the overall show stats.
Well, when I did my coaching class today. So we do coaching classes as well. You can go to EquinEdge.com. They're free. What's up, David? And they're free to do so. So there's a lot to learn in those classes. And there was a 5-horse field, and I absolutely cleaned up in the race because I found a key horse, and the horse was the third choice, I think, or second choice. And we cleaned up on that horse, and we got the winner, but we also had the exacta with another horse. And so you can win money in some of these types of races. So like I said, if you see a horse, maybe, who knows, look at this first time starter. It's 8-1 on the odds makers morning line. And look, anything can happen because aside from the 3, then it looks like it's wide open. So there's, you could key this 3 horse and play an exacta or play a trifecta. There's a number of ways you can do that. But all right. That's enough on this race. Where are we going next? We're going to Colonial race number 4.
Colonial race number 4, the 6-horse.
Okay. Whose horse was this?
This was both Justin and I had this, but I'll give Justin credit for it.
Oh, you had that. Okay, so you had that exacta. See, you can make money doing that. So, okay. Paper. Oh, that's right. You really like this horse. And we decided to use this horse. I mean, this horse has rattled off 8 straight wins or something like that. Like this horse is a beast. Second off the layoff, and it comes right back and wins first time off the layoff. Jamie Ness, second off the layoff, is 25%. So talk about this horse, Oldie.
Yeah, so Paper Mansion, been running in handicaps and starter optionals. And, this is Ness. It's 43% to win. 67 GSR. You see the morning line says that this horse should be at 3 to 5, and you're getting 9 to 5 value on the morning line right now. So
how come I can't get fixed odds? You know what I'm saying? When are they going to bring that? Do you know how much money right now? If I could get 9 to 5 on this horse, I'm betting this horse, right?
Sanchez and Ness, absolutely. Sanchez and Ness are 30%, almost 30%, and 326 races over the last year. You know, this horse is top GSR. And then if you run the race simulator,
gets the lead.
And
you know what else I thought was interesting? Look at the horse that's 5-2. This is the other reason why we liked it, was this horse is 5-2, but look at the EquinEdge morning line. It's 10-1, and it's only 12% to win. So that's the other reason why we thought the 6 was a key play. And there's a lot of horses in the race, and so maybe people won't single this horse. And so we thought you better, this is a horse you have to watch out for. I kind of like the 1 a little bit, Oldie, but you weren't really that afraid. You didn't really love this 1 that much. And so consensus-wise, we came up with this horse. So this horse is dropping. And so anyways, I do think this one will run a decent race if you're looking for an exacta, but it certainly does look like the 6 horse controls this entire race. All right, Gulfstream Park, race number 4.
Gulfstream Park.
This is Friday. Yep, that's where we're going. Race number 4. This is a 3 horse.
Yep, this is 3 horse. It's the E long shot. You see it's 12-1 on the morning line, 3-1 on the E morning line. So again, if we got 12-1 here, we'd be ecstatic.
So the 3 horse has a 52 GSR. Are you worried about that a little bit or no?
Not as much in this group of horses. In a better group of horses, I would be, but I don't really like the 4. The 10 horse who is a 0% with first time starters.
Right.
This horse looks like Lone Pace here on the dirt at Gulfstream, which is very, very dangerous. Has a nice inside post going 1 turn. And, the horses that are bred better seem to be running poorly, let's say, or with trainers that aren't usually ready first time out.
Right. So one of the reasons why we like this horse and why we gave this is it's 3-1 EE morning line. It's the top pace number. It's 22%. And its SOR is very good at 49. So it's got some class. But check this out. And this is what you're looking for. And this is some of the things that we teach in our coaching class. It's going from a 48 SOR down to a 36. That's 12-point drop in class. That's massive. And it's going from 4% to 22%. It's going from a 46 GSR, and it's going up 6 points to a 52. Right? So that's why we like this horse. Whose horse was this? Was this Alfredo's?
This was mine.
This was yours?
Yeah.
This looks like an Alfredo play too. All right. That's race number 4. Okay. Then we got Gulfstream Park race number 8, the 2 horse. And this is Quester. I believe this is yours too, isn't it?
No, I think that this is either Justin's or, I think this is Justin's.
Is it Justin's?
Yes.
Look at the breeding of this horse. It's an 80 on the turf tab. So you see the trainer only 7%, no doubt about, but this horse draws Zayas. Mm-hmm. And why not? Like, this horse is bred incredibly. Into Mischief is the sire. Let's look at the dam. Look at the dam. The dam didn't do anything really wrong. Earned $230,000 in 6 tries. So certainly this one has the right to do very, very well. And Zayas was aboard for the last 2 races, and the horse won. In the first race, lifetime race, it broke bad. This horse has every right to come back here and take it to the next level and win this optional, claiming $75,000. So I think it's one of our better bets of the weekend.
Yeah, and again, another place where there's value on the morning line as well. But, Zayas is also getting off the Safi horse here, the 6 horse General Ledger.
That's a really good point.
Here.
That's a really good point. He's getting off a Safi horse. That's his go-to rider is Zayas. And Zayas is getting off of this to get on a 7% horse or a 7% trainer. If that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what does. And let's run the simulator.
And this horse is very tactical too. So,
¿Dónde puedo seguir al Alfredo Alfonso? How can you follow him? Where can you follow him? What is Alfredo's Twitter?
It's Hippica.
Just Video Hippica?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here, Alfredo.
Yeah. So, the fact that Zayas is getting off the 6, who, is likely going to be bet pretty heavy. And Scotty, if you can show the 6 here.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna the video. I'm putting in his Twitter. Okay. There you go, David.
Yeah. So.
All right. So what do you want to see?
So go ahead and show the 6 horse here.
General Ledger. Okay.
Yeah. So the 6 horse looks like a dirt horse. You see that there's a big drop in the GSR here. This horse has been running against Stakes Company on the dirt.
Yeah.
The fact that we mentioned, the fact that Zayas is apparently choosing not to ride this horse here. This horse we think will end up back on dirt. That they've taken a couple shots on turf here with this horse unsuccessfully as well. And the 2 horse just is tactical and going to sit the trip.
I agree. 2 horse looks very good. De nada, David. I'm getting better. I'm understanding a lot more Spanish, and that's part of the battle. All right. So, all right, we're good there. So the 2 horse. All right. Next race, we've got. Wait, what am I missing here?
Monmouth race 1, I believe it is.
Monmouth race 1. Okay, Monmouth Park race number 1. Okay, thanks, Chris. The 7 horse, Queen Karama. We had a split decision on this horse. I remember, but and we'll talk about this. But let's run the simulator first. I believe it wins. It's very fast, this horse. Yeah, exactly, David. I need my own soap opera.
As the race sim turns.
That's a good one. Oh, that was very quick. I like that. 7 horse just looks like it can go gate to wire. Yeah, Chris, this is a Chris horse. It's coming off a layoff. Here's what you need to know, though. Look at the job. So Madison Ulver is getting off the 8 horse, and Madison is a 9% jockey. But check this out, you guys. And Chris found this. The jockey trainer combination, when they're together, is 31% in 48 races. So Delgado puts her on winners. That's the bottom line. And look at second race with the horse. Delgado's 29%. This horse is absolutely live. Madison is going to send this horse. I know Oldie didn't love. You didn't hate this horse, Oldie, but
I mean, I'm going to put it in the winner circle. I'm going to tell you in the data study I'm doing on the race sim, that when the race sim winner is the Scotty top pick, but not top win percentage, it only wins at 13% of the time. Maybe this will be that 13%.
Right.
But, I thought I liked the 2 Clement horses here, but there's no reason the 7 can't win. And if the 1 doesn't break, the 7's gone.
Right. Yeah, well, that's what I was hoping for. We were talking about this horse where maybe from the rail, this horse is going to break bad. I mean, it's a pretty good breaker, but maybe it breaks bad from the rail, and that's going to give the 7, who can break, a big advantage. We'll see. But also, the 1 horse is 9-2 on the EE morning line. So I don't know. We'll see if it's dead on the board. It's got Paco. If it breaks good, could be tough. If you look at the early speed, the 7 is still faster, even if the 1 breaks perfect. Hopefully it won't. Paco's pretty good out of the gate, but the 7 is the real deal in this race. It's 7-2 on the EE morning line. And look, the 6 horse is one of the other players, and it's 3-1 on the EquinEdge morning line from a 9-5 odds maker, and 85% chance of losing. Right?
Yep.
So it's worth trying to beat a horse like that. It's worth trying to beat the 1 from the rail possibly. And so we came up with the 7 horse. I thought it was a good play. I think the 7's the horse to beat with a good break. The jockey trainer combination is a whopping 31% in 48 samples. So that was pretty convincing to us. Okay. We've got Monmouth race number 5. The 1, no. Is that right?
I think you're on the, I think that is,
I think Chris made a mistake on that one.
I think that's where, no.
The 1? No.
That's what I see there.
No, he did. He made a mistake. Next up is Woodbine race 4, the 7. All right.
Woodbine race 4, the 7.
Race 4, the 7 horse. Okay. Oh, yeah. We love this horse. Was scratched out of the last race because I think because of rain, and or something. I can't remember the reason it was scratched. The horse definitely is the type of horse that needs to be on or near the lead, and it just looks dominant in here to us. It's going from a 69 GSR to an 80. It looks like, look at the first call. The horse is 2.5 lengths in front at the first call, and just gets better from there. It looks to me like this horse is going to go off as a big favorite as well. Also, we saw the 3 horse who's 11% chance of winning, and it seems to not burn money. It's not the best breaker in the world, and it just seems to get a piece. And so it just doesn't look like a winner at 2 wins and 18 tries. I think, in a race like this, it looks like the front runner could be very tough, and the pace advantage of 30 points is pretty significant, Oldie.
Yeah, and this horse nearly won a Grade 1 back in 2022. Was just missed in the Pegasus Turf Invitational. So this horse has class. Is not going to have trouble getting the distance. I think actually is going to be better moving back to a longer distance, and you see that in the GSR where it goes back up to 80 from the 69 it was at 7 furlongs, where 1 turn was just too short for this horse and it didn't get the lead. So the Kevin Attard and should have a pretty good horse here, and you don't see 80 GSRs running at Woodbine very often.
No, you don't. And I listen, I know this horse burned money last time out, but it did not clear. And it didn't clear. And it was a 69 GSR. It goes up 11 points here, and it still only lost by 2.5 lengths last time out, going 7 furlongs. I just think this horse wants to go longer. And last time it went 9 furlongs, it raced against an 82 field at 5% chance of winning and a Grade 1. Throw that race out and then look at the horse. And when you look at that, I mean, just looks dominant in here. It likes to run hard. It has 4 wins and 6 second-place finishes in 14 lifetime races, and throw out the Grade 1 2 back. And then this horse is going to look at it. If you look at its wins, they're always on the lead, almost always on the lead.
And it's also, you have another E morning line angle here. It's not the morning line favorite. It's actually 7-2 on the morning line and 7-5 on the E morning line.
Yeah.
And the morning line favorite is the 4 horse, who's at 5-2. So, this is a horse with some good potential if we get lucky with the way it's bet. And this is Rapoli, who is shipping some horses out to some younger trainers, trying to help grow the business and help them grow their business.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty amazing. Taking horses from Pletcher and sending them away. It was a little disappointing this horse didn't win that last race, but again, it's just when horses need the lead, they need the lead, and when you've got very fast horses to hurt them, they hurt. And I just think that's what we're looking at here. This horse needs to win this race, and he should win this race. All right, let's get to Laurel Park, race number 3. We've got a lot of horses on the docket today.
We do.
We have the 9 horse here, Whispering Sea, and it looks like a wide open race on paper. But let's go ahead and run this race. We really like this horse too, Oldie.
Yeah, we really thought, and you kind of look at the first couple calls, and you'll see kind of a pace projector. If you're looking for 3-4 horses up on the lead that are fast, and we think the 9 could really sit a trip here.
Yeah. So
second off, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say the system has the 3 horse that's with Brittany Russell coming off the layoff and winning, but we hated the GSR dropping down to 43.
Yep.
I mean that it's a low GSR, and then you're looking at the 9 horse who's 3-1 on the EquinEdge morning line, has a fair enough win percentage. So, sometimes you have to go with plays like this and try to beat the favorite. But there's some decent horses in this race, and this horse has got a 43 GSR. I just think a horse like this is worth trying to beat. And then when you look at this horse, it's dropping in class. So it's going from a 62 SOR down to a 56. So facing much, much easier, going from 6% to 15%, and maintains that GSR. And second off the layoff, Trombetta is 15% off the layoff. So we think the 9 horse has a big look in here.
Yeah, and you look at this 9 horse, the layoff's a big part of it. The second off the layoff, and the drop in SOR for sure is a big part of it. It almost beat 70s on 70 SOR on 11, 17, 23. There's no horses capable of running that kind of race here. No.
I think it's a good play to try to beat a horse like the 3 horse. Whether it wins or not, it doesn't matter. You very rarely go back into all the races yesterday, go back a week and see how many horses with the lowest GSR win. There's not many. So it's worth trying to beat. And you might get 3 or 4-1 on the 9 as well.
Yeah, I mean, especially on turf, that's the case.
Yeah. You know what else? We didn't talk about this, but I really like the fact that this horse is not in for 10,000 claimer. You know what I mean? Like, I like the fact that it's not dropping to the bottom. That to me is a good sign from a very good trainer.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think this horse is going to have a big day and set an excellent trip here.
Hey, Jeffrey, let's see what Jeffrey say. Chris, we already covered race number 4. Didn't we cover race number 4 at Woodbine already, or no? Oh no, we did, didn't we? We did. You duplicated it, Chris. You've got it up there twice. Let's see what Jeffrey has to say. I like betting exactas and tries, and absolutely crushed it this last weekend. Putting the horses that show late momentum underneath worked. Yeah, I like doing that as well. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. There's much more to come. Chris was in a meeting yesterday with a lot of the development team, and I can tell you all, those of you that are EquinEdge supporters, you're going to be so happy with some of the stuff that's coming up. Chris, you were part of that meeting. Chris is behind the scenes tonight. But yeah, it was super good. But I'm all about this Whispering Sea. I think we're going to try to beat this 3-horse, and the 5-horse doesn't really look all that great as well. When you look at the 5-horse oldie, Mama's Lino, this horse as the favorite lost badly in all 3 of those tries. This is not a horse we're supporting.
Right. No, that definitely not, and that the quality of this field left something to be desired.
It does. Buenas noches, Oscar. No, exactly. So, by the way, too, for those of you the handicappers, even experienced ones, sometimes we forget. Like sometimes we're not seeing things correctly, and those are those of you new. It's one thing seeing a horse like the 9-horse and going, I can make a positive case for this horse, and we made positive cases. But you have to look at the main competition as well and go, okay, I'm hoping I don't like those horses. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're seeing the 5-horse. It looks, it is moving up in GSR. We'll give it credit for that. But it's burned money as the favorite. It always finds ways of losing at big win percentages. So that's a negative, big negative. And the low GSR on the 3. So not only do we like what the 9's doing, we also think the main competition is going in the wrong direction. Matt, what is up, Matt Miller? Matt in the house. Guys, if you don't know, what is...
Hey, Matt.
Huh?
Just saying hi to Matt, my buddy from the Hawthorne tournament.
Oh, man. Matt, I heard that you got introduced a little bit to the ticket generator and the race simulator. Couldn't be happier to have you looking at the product. It's awesome.
All right, so we're going Saturday.
Then, are we able to have a running banner on the bottom of the screen? Yeah, it's been rough because everybody's so busy, and we're trying to, we met at 6:30 to like 9 today, just going over all the horses that we all liked, and it was hard. But I'll tell you what, Chris, give out if you don't mind, like maybe you can put it up on EquinEdge. We'll put all the picks on EquinEdge. Are you okay with that? Yeah. Okay. So if you go to @EquinEdge.com and follow, we'll send that. Okay. And I can tell you that we didn't have many arguments in this scrum meeting that Oldie calls this time. We struggled 2 weeks ago with it, and I was really worried about it. But I think we have some good horses this weekend. So, Brad, there's a go. But you guys don't even know who you guys have got some really talented handicappers in the house. What's up, Brad? Really talented handicappers. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. But we're trying to get speaking of talented handicappers, there's another one there, Mike Stiletta. All right.
Mike's killing it.
Mike's been killing it lately. We got, where do we go next? We got race number 3. We got Laurel, race number 3, the 9. We already did that. Okay. Chris is just trying to really confuse me here. Colonial Downs, race 4, the 6. Didn't we do that already?
We already did that one as well. We're at...
We're Saturday now?
We're Saturday. And we should be going... Don't do the first race on there because it's actually Sunday. So on Saturday, the first race is
race 4 at Gulfstream.
Is race 4 at Gulfstream? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 12-5 claimer. You love these races. You seem to do very well with these races.
Just call me a 12-5 claimer. Why don't you? But all right. So Saturday.
Nathan, to answer your question, I was told that my horse Galicia Spirit, who's coming back from a knee chip, amazing. I think the time off has been good. He's built into it. Like, he looks just stunning. And he was already a solid horse, but we might have a good one here. He's supposed to ship up to Monmouth Park for Kathleen O'Connell. And but I haven't heard yet whether he's shipped yet. So let's see here. Okay. I'm sorry, Oldie. Talk about the 2-horse.
So the 2-horse, Alpha Blue, top E pick, top win percentage, top pace. You might have something to say about the GSR, but it's actually, I believe, the second highest GSR in the race as well. Yeah. And, this horse is also a horse to watch. It's 39%. with a 72% in the money. This horse is Safi with Drayden Van Dyke. And, you see here, this horse is basically running at the same level, just got caught last time out, loses a half a furlong there, which may help it get home. And there's really no other speed here. That this horse has almost a 20-point pace advantage over the 10-horse Personal Drama, who looks cheaper than cheap.
Well, and it's funny you bring that up. That's what I was going to say, is that when the next fastest pace horse in the race is coming off a layoff and stops badly, the workouts don't look great, and you've got a horse like the 2-horse who's this fast, moving up in win percentage, moving up in GSR, ever so slightly, but still moving up. And then cutting back in distance, that extra half a furlong is a big deal, you guys. And I think, Oldie, if I'm, to be honest with you, the thing I do worry about a little bit is the horse coming back so suddenly. But, I mean, it's a couple of weeks, right? So I guess maybe that's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and the horse is fed and it was working well. So,
these aren't Kelsos, but these horses that we breed these days aren't Kelso. You know what I mean? So they just aren't built that way anymore.
Right.
It just, it stinks. Patrick, to answer your question, and thank you for that. Patrick's been with us a long, long time from the very beginning. We changed the algorithm. The Scotty picks were changed a couple of months ago. So yeah, you nailed it. And we bettered the algorithm by a lot. And we have nothing to hide. You can go back. By the way, if any of you are listening that are new or want to join, you can join for free. You get 3 free races a day, and you should try because it might surprise you. And you get all the same things we're looking at for 3 free races, but you'll see these picks. You can go back, I think a week, Oldie. I think you can go back a week and look.
Yep.
And you'll see, it's mind-boggling, the EquinEdge top 2 picks in the long shot, how well. And remember, Oldie, when I was telling you, I actually, before I did it, I said I wanted to meet with you and Justin and Chris, and we were having a meeting. And I'm like, guys, I've been testing this for a month and a half, and this algorithm is insane, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually went through, and you were showing us, here's the differences and all this stuff. So it's amazing.
It is.
And the stuff that's in the pipeline's amazing too. I couldn't be more excited about the future.
It is so good. Nathan, I'm fellow Newport Beach, Huntington Beach area, and Delmar starts when? Tomorrow?
Saturday.
Insane. The very first time I went down to Delmar, I drove down that 5 freeway, and I'm telling you, by the closer you got, the smell, the everything, I know people, you got the East Coasters. Now I'm on the East Coast, Saratoga, and I have been there once, and it is amazing. But there's just something about Del Mar. I don't know. Nothing will ever replace that for me. Now, I think the prettiest track in the country for me is Santa Anita. I love Santa Anita. That backdrop of the San Gabriel Mountains is incredible, and there's something special about Saratoga for sure, no doubt. I think the thing I don't like about Saratoga the only thing is it just, the rain can change on a dime and scratches and things like that. So sometimes I worry about that, but yeah. You, Oldie, do you have a favorite track?
Well, my favorite track closed down for everybody who knows me. Arlington was where, I basically grew up going to races and fireworks and stuff like that. So, that was a big loss for me. And I know several other people in the chat as well who are from the Chicago area. So beyond that, I would say Keeneland would be my second favorite track that I've been to.
Keeneland is beautiful, no doubt about it. It is. Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. That was one of the more brutal ones. I mean, losing Golden Gate was brutal, or Bay Meadows was brutal. Then losing Golden Gate, but Bay Meadows was brutal for me. Losing Hollywood Park was brutal to me because Hollywood Park, although I understand the outside area wasn't the best, you go inside of Hollywood Park, it just had an energy about it. Hollywood Park was great. The Friday night program at Hollywood Park, if any of you remember it, was just the best. You went up in that turf club And I mean, I never went there once without suiting up. You know, wear a suit, you felt good, you're there, the lights, oh man, it was just the best. It really was. Yeah, yeah, it was great.
All right, so next up is
Yeah,
Del
going down to the
Mar.
lounge and ordering breakfast, Nathan, absolutely, it's so amazing. Um, so look at this. This too is going to be incredibly tough to
Yeah,
catch and beat, cutting back in distance, especially for Safi. So he's really given Van Dyke some opportunities. Very nice of Safi to do that.
yeah.
And he Van Dyke's a good jockey, is for sure. But Safi's believing in him and giving him a shot. He's been, I would say, he's probably been the second go-to rider after Zayas. So interesting. I heard that, Jeffrey. I heard that the remodel at Churchill is incredible. Okay, where are we going next?
Del Mar race 9, the 6 horse.
Del Mar race 9 to 6. We have a Del Mar race. All right. I scream, you scream. All right, we had mixed on this one. We had mixed. Because I was, if we're being honest, I was worried about the GSR a little bit. But that being said, that was the only thing. If I may throw this in here, Oldie, I know you really like this horse, and I liked it too. But I thought the 4 horse had to be used. It's a horse to watch. It's the EquinEdge long shot. But talk us through this 6 horse.
Yeah, so this was, I believe, a Chris pick here. And, this horse is a sprinter that is stretching out to a mile here. It does lose points in GSR, but it is D'Amato and Barrios. It's 3-2 on the morning line, 5-2 on the morning line, 20% to win, undefeated, has been working, according to Bruno, mostly 3-star works since its last race. And, Barrios and D'Amato are, as a pair, 19%. Barrios had the opportunity to ride potentially 3 other horses in this race and got off the 3, 5, and 7 here to ride the 6. So, we thought the 10 is dangerous, but it is a low GSR, but is one on the turf and is undefeated. The 4 was, a horse that definitely has the breeding that could win here. My personal opinion is I wouldn't trust Kyle Frey in that situation. I prefer Barrios there to Frey on the turf. And, we thought that you might get a little bit of a price here. You might get some value because this 10 we expect to get bet pretty hard.
Yeah.
And from a little bit of a better post, you may and this is something we didn't discuss, but we discussed back when the Breeders' Cup was at Del Mar last time, was you can't be on those 2-turn races. You can't be outside the 8 post there.
No.
And expect to do well. So that 10 horse is a little wide, and that might be something we can take advantage of here.
I agree with you. I agree with you. You need to be, same thing at Saratoga. You've got to be posts 1 through 8. You start, and even the 8 starts getting a little risky, but you want to be inside. That's going to always do better, especially at Saratoga. That plays true. So 6 horse looks like the horse to beat. There is a negative, to be fair, and that's the GSR drops.
Yeah.
And the 10 horse draws that outside post. The GSR drops to a 50. The win percentage drops from 69% down to 25%, and the SOR goes up. Those are all so that means that all 3 metrics are going in the wrong direction. This is, Oldie, this is one of the biggest things that I look at. I'd rather do this than anything. I just go and look at the past performances, and I pretty much look at the last couple of races. And when I look at this, I see a 62 SOR. Today's a 70, 69%, today 25, and then a 50. But if we're keeping it real, look at what this horse did in the China Doll. So I'm a little confused because and this horse faced a 70 group like today. 25% was 27%, and the GSR is the same. So it has every right to run a big race, and it's coming off a layoff for Peter, and Peter's 16% off the layoff. And Freysu's been aboard for all 4 starts. 10's a player. That 10 post is not going to be easy, though.
No, I agree that the post is the big factor for me there. So, and, the breeding's just a little better if you look at the dam on the 6 than on the 10.
So she earned, the dam is Silver Screamer, and she earned 7 wins and 18 tries and earned $310,000. As comparison with the 10 horse, Achira, she earned 150,000 in 17 races. So I mean, she was okay, but nothing like the dam of the 6 horse.
Yep.
I scream, you scream. So the 4 horse, I like this horse a bit, and let's take a look and see Dam of Rascality. It's an Into Mischief. There we go. And this one clearly had some issues. Seems to have some talent, but had some issues. The sire's Into Mischief, but for Kyle Frey. But yeah, I mean, again, we're going with it. We as a consensus came up with a 6 horse. It was a split decision, but we went with it for sure. For sure. I mean, you have to consider D'Amato. The horse won easily last time out. It's talented. It can probably handle the stretch out. Little Red Feather and Twirling Candy is one of my favorites. All right, where are we going next?
We're going to Del Mar Race 10, also the 6 horse.
Okay, so back-to-back 6 Money Run. All right, Money Run is the fastest horse in the race.
And this is a double that Matt Miller would love. It's a 6-6 double here. This is a classic Peter Miller claim and I mentioned this on the scrum, out of Kentucky that he ships to the West Coast, starts the horse out in allowance and then ends up moving up to to stakes or graded stakes. This horse Money Run is by far the fastest horse in this race. It's by almost 20 points in advantage in the pace. It's 4-1 on the morning line, so it's not the favorite. And if you look at the 3 horse that's the favorite there, this horse has only beaten 56s, and it was on the turf.
Yeah.
And it's moving to dirt here. There's a reason that they've been running this horse on the turf. I don't know what it is, but there's a reason. But you look at the 6 horse who was claimed from Asmussen by Miller, and this horse just has a more impressive resume than the favorite here.
I'm going to tell you that
getting 4-1 here.
I'll just say this: this 6 is going to run a good race. Is the GSR going to catch up to this horse? Not the GSR, but the distance. It's a possibility, but I think you can make a fair case for the 3 as well, though, Oldie, because look, this horse is moving up in GSR, up in win percentage, facing a little bit tougher. But look, in the last 3 races, this horse has had trouble trips. Bumped at the start and then rushed up and pressed. Bit awkward start and then made a late run and barely lost. Troubled trip in that first race off the lay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but good horses at that level make their own trip.
Yeah.
And the fact that this horse hasn't been able to overcome any of these trip troubles, might tell you something about this horse too.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's been breaking slow and it's a horse that we think needs to be on or near the lead.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean, but and the simulator has the 6 horse winning really easily. So we're going with the 6 horse. So that's our play. I think if the 3 horse gets a good trip, who knows? It could be pretty good. All right, where are we going next?
We're going to Laurel.
Laurel
race 8.
Don't forget, we are on Saturday, everybody. All right, Laurel race number 8. We've got a lot of horses. We've had a little bit of, we've been a little unlucky, Oldie, with horses scratching on us.
Yes, we have. So hopefully we have enough this time that
exactly
a 50% scratch will still have lots of quality horses. So here at Laurel, it's the 3-horse, the Scotty long shot. Good night, God bless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, if you run not the ticket generator, the race sim,
Yeah.
um, you'll see that this horse is going to sit a trap here. We're hoping
Look at the way it's closing right now. Look at that. Like
yeah,
it is flying. Like that's just insane how that horse is closing.
I
Like
mean,
that's a really long sustained run, which tells me that the horse has got class in this particular race.
horse is beaten better at this distance. Is getting a field that I think there's more speed than the pace number indicates, because I think the 1, the 2, and the 7 all are pretty fast. And you saw in on the race sim that the 7 was going with the 1. So, it's a situation where I don't think either of those horses are going to get away from each other.
Look at the 1 and 1A are going to be the favorites. I don't
Yeah.
think we have any. There's
Well,
no
which we want to happen.
which
We
we
want.
want to happen. That's one of the reasons why we chose this horse as well, is because the 1 horse, it just doesn't look the same. Jamie Ness, maybe he's hoping this horse gets claimed. I don't know, because look, I can see why he wanted to claim this horse, because this horse was like running in a grade 3, showed some speed in the non-graded stakes race here, right? But then look, in the race where the horse was supposed to run good, it ran horrible, and its win percentage is really not all that great off the layoff. I think this horse has a lot to prove. That's what we think. So we think we can try to beat this horse. And the way the simulator had this horse closing as well, I know the win percentage drops, but this is because the race just looks wide open. But the trip should be a good one for the 3. And yes, it looks on paper like any one of these horses can win, but we really like the 3-horse a lot. And don't forget, there's more than one way to skin a cat as well. If this horse, first of all, the horse likes to win, and this is when when you see a horse in 10 tries get 3 firsts and 3 seconds, and look, it was disqualified for this win. It was disqualified and placed 6th. I mean, this horse should have 4 wins in 3 seconds. And then look, the first couple of races, the horse is only 2%, 1%, and 4% to win. If you throw those out, look what this horse has done. Second, first, disqualification. But yeah, I mean, this horse tries.
Those first 4 races were all on synthetic, and look at what the GSR did when it got to dirt.
Oh, I missed that. You're absolutely right. There you go. Perfect. Good call on that. 47, 47, 47, low win percentages, and look what happened. Absolutely. This horse didn't want synthetic. Go to the GSR Plus grid. Look at if you want to understand the GSR Plus grid, this is our breeding metric that goes back 3 generations. And I can tell you, we've done all the tests, all of them. It is deadly. And look, if you want to buy a horse at a sale, I bought 7 or 8 horses at the sales now. And I just bought one over at the Ocala. And this horse has numbers in the mid 80s and upper 80s. But look, if you look at these tabs, you're not putting the horse on synthetic. You're not even putting it on turf. Look at the difference. It's a 67 tab for dirt. This is a dirt horse. It's on dirt. And look at the numbers in comparison. So numbers all the way in the high 60s and in even the low 70s. And then you go on synthetic, and the highest number is 54.
Yeah, and that's also one of the things about the 1, who is likely going to be the favorite. It's a 53 GSR.
53, yeah.
And it just isn't bred as well as the 3 is. The 3, has 3 wins and 5 tries at the distance. This is a distance that this horse really wants to run. You have a trainer who's found a distance and a surface for its horse, and is just pounding that over and over again.
Amazing.
And being able to use that to make money. And this is a
He's done an
non-winner
amazing
too.
job of putting this horse in the right races, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
And
incredible.
if you think that this horse isn't going to win, I don't think it finishes any worse than second. So
Yeah.
this is an opportunity to have what is probably likely a price underneath for your exactas and trifectas if you don't put this horse on top.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, that's our race number 8 at Laurel on Saturday. We have the 3-horse Good Night, God Bless. Okay, where are we going next?
We are going to Saratoga, race 7, the 7-horse.
All right,
And
Saratoga race.
Scotty and Chris are probably tired of hearing about this horse from me because
Yes,
I've been talking about it since Tuesday.
you have been. You have so there we go. Now it's your show. Go for it.
All right. So this is your fierceness connections. It is Pletcher, it's Velasquez, it's Rapoli. You see the 2 4-star works from Bruno. So go ahead and click on the first one there from July 6th.
Okay, let's see. July 6th. Yes, Matt, we'll get right back to it and we'll go there. Last race at Monmouth on Saturday? Yep, we will. We'll get back to it.
All right, so Be Real, who is this horse, blew the doors off Prancing Spirit, who actually was quite quick herself. Be Real from Bruno's analyst Mike on the Oklahoma track got a big wow.
Wow.
And next time out, they didn't take this horse back. They didn't say, okay, we just need a maintenance work here. They had another 4-star work here from Bruno.
Yeah.
And just what we're seeing here is that this horse flashed speed under wraps, and this was a fast work. So, even if the pace number is saying this is going to be pretty close in pace, we might have a little clue here from Bruno that this horse might be faster than even it appears, because it ran this 20 out of 101 completely under wraps. And in
Look,
these 2-year-old,
here's the dam. And she won first time out for Pletcher, actually. And Johnny Velasquez was aboard over at Saratoga, by the way, in 2015. And she obviously had some physical issues. But she clearly was a very, very nice horse. And so I'm not sure, David, about Fierceness Full Brother. Did that happen? Do you have any idea, Oldie?
yeah, there was they did scratch. There was not a reason given other than a vet scratch. So I don't know what the issue was, but better to catch it ahead of time. And hopefully the horse will be back in a few weeks.
All right, so that's our play, and then let's real quickly go back on Saturday. Go to Monmouth Park, the last race. Was there something you wanted to look at? Oh, just love our perspective on it. Are we talking about race number 14? Let's see here. Not sure the pros are here. Oh, there's a big contest. That's right. I'm going to try to play in that thing. Can we call an audible on Saturday? Big contest. Would love your perspectives. The last race. Okay, so this one. Got it. Okay, 14. Thank you. Okay, so let's run the race. This is good, actually. It breaks it up a little bit.
Yeah. And I will say about Be Real, don't be surprised if that horse is as good as I think it is, if that's a horse you see running in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile or on the Derby Trail.
Yeah. All right, so when we look at the pace, so I'm going to break it down. We need to look at the style of the horses. So you can clearly see that the style of the one is to go to the lead. So I have no doubt, and it's a good breaker. I have no doubt that the one's going to try to go to the lead. The 2-horse is also a horse that needs the lead. Now, what happens in a situation like this, though, if the horse clears, if one of them clears, all bets are off. But 18% off the claim for Kelly Breen, and this horse does not look like it can rate, and it's on the rail So if it loses ground, so it can't afford to lose ground, the 2-horse looks maybe as good as the 1 even. And I don't think this horse can really rate that much. So anyways, that all being said, the 3-horse, this 3 also needs to be near the lead. It's just its style. You have horses that are front runners or need to be near the pace. And so what happens is they're at their mercy because they have to go their speed. Let's look at it in miles per hour. We talked about this earlier, but when I was doing my class earlier today, when horses have to go fast. So let's just say a horse likes to win and it goes 38 miles per hour in the first call. It's comfortable with that. But now it has a bunch of horses that are fast. So and its style is to be near the lead. And if it's not near the lead, it puts its head up like this and it runs. And now what happens is it's got to go 39 miles an hour early on to keep close to the other horses. That right there is where the problem is. So this is why you see horses sometimes that win one race and lose another race. Or they're a horse that comes from behind and there was no early speed because they were reliant on the early speed. This is why you could have these same horses face each other 10 times and 10 different horses win the race, or in this case, 9. So that's why it's so important to understand pace and also a horse's style. So the point is the 1 and 2 need to be near the lead. Looks like the 3-horse needs to be near the lead. And off the claim 15% for Noda. So, and then you look at the 9-horse. Look at this 9. Only this 9-horse is a type of horse that needs the lead as well. Paco's aboard. Look at this. And so now we're looking at these low win percentage horses. So what I want to kind of do is just see who's closing. Look at the 6. 7% horse that's got a 1 on the pace, but it's going to get it. And the 8-horse is interesting. It's rattled off 4 straight wins in a row, and it seems to go in the right direction that you want to see. It's not the best breaker in the world, not the worst, but Camacho jumps aboard.
And you also like to see the reclaim there immediately. So David claimed it, put it in for a larger tag, and the original trainer claimed it back.
Playing that back horse for 12-5. And it's won 4 races in a row. And what I love, this horse is being protected, absolutely being protected. And look, not many horses can go run 7 furlongs and win, run 6 furlongs, win by 11.5 and win, and then get stretched out to 1 mile and 7 yards. Oh, by the way, for the first time. And what does it go do? It wins. Like, holy hell. I mean, this horse is really the hot, and it's 15-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. And all the horses with the top numbers are all speed horses. So I think you have to take a chance in a race like this. And listen, I know the system's not picking it, but what's wrong with this 4-horse? Like, it has the style for this particular race.
I'll tell you, even though it thinks that this horse will be close to the pace, I kind of like the 7, the long shot here as well. It showed last time out that it can rate a little bit. It might just sit back and pounce on these guys.
But here's the thing, and it won easy, no doubt about it. And the level is similar to today. The win percentage drops, and it was a length and a half behind the pace. So I think the horse has to be too close to the pace for my liking. And I really like how the 8 and the 4, if you look at them, and the 6 are closing.
Yeah, and for me, it would be the 8 or the 6. I don't particularly. I think the 4 also needs to be just as close as the 7.
I would still go with the 9, though. I'll tell you why. I do think this horse is just so fast that the jockeys are always taking this horse to the lead. The horse draws outside, and then look. If you look back here, look. This horse was 3.5 lengths back and actually rated. I think the 9 might be able to rate some. That's what I think. And it's had the 3 post here, 2 post, 1 post, and it's had to look at this horse. Look at this horse. It seems to do well when it has an outside post. Except for this race here on a sloppy track, it didn't do well. But I think the post position on this horse, I actually had 6 wins and 16 tries. The horse is a winner. I think I think the 9 horse is a winner in this race, and I would put the 4, 6, and 8 in the other spots. That's what I think.
All right.
All right, where to now?
Next up looks like Gulfstream Sunday, Gulfstream Race 2, the 5 horse.
You're welcome, Matt. Our pleasure. Okay, so we're going to Sunday now, correct?
Yes, correct.
Chris, are you organizing all this so we can tweet this out? You doing that? Is that a yes? You are. Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Okay, it's the 21st. Where are we going?
Gulfstream Race 2 on Sunday, the 5 horse.
Lucas Prince. All right, let's see what we got.
This is an Alfredo.
Alfredo has a pick. Here we go. Okay. All right, let's run the race here. Lucas Prince has the top pace number, and it's got the top win percentage. Now, the system is going to have this horse slowing down, if I remember correctly, at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes the 8. But, okay, oh, I remember now. Okay, here's the thing. The 8 shows winning the race. I don't care if it wins. It's not going to get my money, the 8, because you don't come from behind going 5 furlongs in the synthetic at Gulfstream Park. Have you seen it, Oldie? Yeah, a horse with a 1
not with a 1 pace number, no. And this horse burns money like crazy too.
Yeah, on top
all
of
these horses. Yeah.
Okay, remember we talked when you're going to like a horse, you have to not like the favorites. And so for that reason, I think one of the reasons is this is one of the main contenders in the race, and it's going to get overbet again and most likely lose again. Then you look at the 1 horse. And the 1 horse is really, it's an okay breaker. It's not terrible. It draws the rail, though. And, I mean, they put this horse going 8 furlongs last time out. It did go gate to wire here, breaking its maiden against a much, much easier group. And this horse could run a better race, but it draws the inside. And if it even sneezes wrong, then that's one of the reasons why now you throw out the 1. Let's just say it breaks slow. If we get lucky and it does, now that puts the 5 that much more in the lead. And then we looked at the 9 horse, and it looks like a dead nuts front runner. And it's not a great breaker. And what was the reason why we didn't like this 9 again, Oldie? Look, 0 for 12 off the claim is Aubrey Mirage.
Yeah, and as well, it's been burning money as well at this level.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been favored the last 2 times out. It goes to a less successful trainer overall. And you look at the 5 who's lightly raced, has every reason to think that it could improve off the win rather than even stay at this level. And it gets Jaramillo.
That was the other thing we were gonna bring up, is that Jaramillo is going to get a horse out of a gate better than anybody, and he is absolutely sending this horse from the start. And the other thing we liked after this horse breaking its maiden first time out is that it's realistically spotted, and we think this horse is going to win. Yeah,
absolutely. We think that this is your early pick 5 single on Sunday.
So Patrick's asking, I would love to know your opinion, Oldie. What is your go-to when you're sorting the tabs? What is the first thing you go to?
I always sort win percentage first, always. But I'm looking to see, okay, do the win percentages and the picks line up?
Yeah.
that's where I start from. And then I'm looking at, okay, what does the pace look like here? Are there any squares? And then I'm looking, okay, what else lines up here? And then I'm running the race sim to see both what I do is typically I run the race sim to the first 2 points of call so that I can see the pace scenario and visualize it, and then I run it to the finish. And that gives me both how the pace is going to play out and how the system thinks something's going to finish.
Yeah.
And then I look for, is there alignment? Is there differences there as well? And I'm looking for a blue arrow of somebody like this 4 horse that's closing, or a lead on this 5 horse at the first and second point of call. Things like that you can notice there. And beyond that, it's things like, okay, if these don't line up, can I toss any of these favorites?
Right.
And uh, does it not match anything else in there? That those are things you can toss. Or is there a top pace horse that doesn't match anything else and doesn't have a good win percentage? That's a horse that you can toss.
Yeah.
And on turf, I might look at top 3 GSR in a maiden race too,
Yeah.
as something that as a way of sorting. So there's a lot of different angles.
What's up, Joe? I miss you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. I don't know if I'm going to get down there this year. Anna and I bought a new house, and so we've got a lot going on right now, and I've just been super busy with everything going on with EquinEdge too. So I'm going to try to get down there. It's a track I love very much, as you know. By the way, I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to throw this 4 out there and tell you that this 4 is going to run a good race tomorrow, or on Sunday. Black Seal, yeah. Just one to think about when it's closing. Oldie, can you answer this? Meaning, certainly we don't want any money, but I think we were doing something with YouTube where it was going to go to one of the horse charities. Are we still doing that?
Yeah, so there should be a button there. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick by switching to my own account. Let's see if you're on YouTube. Give me one more second here, because it won't show me. Here we go. Now I'm not hearing myself talk. All right, so give me one more second here. If I go to my own personal account here, you'll see in the chat, there's a little money symbol next to the chat button there.
And that money does not go to us in any way, obviously. It goes to which charity, do you know?
It is, Chris, can you help me with this one? It is Naysavers.
Thanks, Patrick. Naysavers. Okay, good job. So any money you donate, 100% goes to these people. And then there is whatever YouTube's fee is. They do grab a fee, but that's it. And then it goes to these foundations that are here to protect the horses that we love very much. So,
and think of it as takeout. That YouTube has takeout.
Yeah, thank you so much, too. It's really kind of you. We appreciate that very much. We love our community, and it's just growing and getting better all the time. It's the best thing we have going as our community. You can join the VIP Facebook group, it's an amazing place to be, where you can learn a lot. It's a bunch of like-minded people that love EquinEdge, and it's great. So, yeah. It's pretty neat. So, yeah.
And I'm going to put a link to the WhatsApp chat as well that has many people, many of us who are in this chat, as well as Justin, Chris, myself in it. there's tickets, there's handicapping. We're talking about having a chat that's just going to be, you're putting in horses you like in there.
Yeah.
So let's say it's a GP race 5, the 6 horse, like we're doing here, but on a daily basis in the chat. That's something the guys are talking about doing as part of the community.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to leave you with Gulfstream Park race number 2, the 5 horse. I'm just throwing this 4 horse out of the blue. I think the 4 is going to run a good race. Okay. We've got next up, Chris is telling us to go to race number 6, the 8 horse. Thank you, Chris. The 8 horse Nashum. Oh, okay. I never remember this horse very well. We had a split decision on this one. But you love this horse. I know the dam didn't do much. Here's the dam. Let's just take a look at the dam. She was a $4,000 claimer, $5,000 claimer, 32 races earned $85,000. But I will say this though. Remember we talked about looking at the other horses, and none of the other ones looked all that great. And go ahead and make your points about this horse.
All right. So Scotty Longshot, top win percentage. Not top GSR, but it's 5 furlongs. And, look at the works on this horse as a first time starter. You have 2 of 21, you have a gate work of 1 of 25, you have another 1 of 23 gate work here. And Sisterton is 30% with first time starters over the last year. So, those are all things pointing at this horse for me. That in a group of 2-year-olds that don't look all that good to me. I mean, the 11's out too far, too wide at Gulfstream to be a factor going one turn. Would really have to be a special horse to win from out there. The names of horses that win from that far wide at Gulfstream are like Gun Runner. So it's just going one turn at Gulfstream is so tough being wide. We did like the 6 horse a little bit as well, but we didn't care for the 7 here or pretty much any of the other horses. And that this horse, the system's telling us something here with that 20% win percentage, as well as the long shot.
And maidens that get the lead win way more often than other races, right? So a lot of times these maidens don't want to close or pass horses. It's just a fact. And if this horse does clear, it's got a good win percentage. It's the EquinEdge long shot, like you said, and the works are amazing. The negative would be, the dam. That would be the negative. Right. Instagram was a good horse, 9 races only, but earned $320,000. So this was a very, very nice horse, and he's been a decent sire as well. So, but we thought we initially, these are if we always talk about this, Oldie.
Yeah.
If you want to win big money, then you have to take chances. You're going to single this horse, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're going to single this horse. You can do rolling pick 3s and single. You know what I mean? And that those are smart moves, because if this horse does win, now you're banking. And whatever you do, even if it's $5, in a horse like this, you've got to put a little bit of money to win. And maybe you cover your bet with, some of the horses you like with the 8, you know what I mean? Something like that too. But you make the most money when you take chances, calculated chances, of course, not crazy risks, but calculated chances. The fact that the simulator has this horse winning, I just, that's pretty insane. So, yeah.
And Scotty, that the Scotty Longshot first time starter has been an angle for
years
since the system came out, basically. So, that's another thing in the corner of this horse as well.
Yeah, no question about it. And look at the stretch. Like this, look at the lead this horse has in the stretch. Like, wow. So if this horse clears, if this horse is in the lead at the beginning of the race, goodbye. Right? It's just gone. Yeah. Okay. Where are we going next?
We're going to Ellis, race 6, the 9 horse.
Okay, we're on Sunday's races. Race
Yep.
number 6, and we have the 9 horse.
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, who's even money on the morning line. Okay. I remember this race, and it's a 2-horse race. It's a 2-horse race. That's it, 9 and 10. But look at the breeding on this horse. First of all, look at the dam. Okay, for Gary and Mary West, she's earned only $31,000, but she clearly had her issues, but she was always. They were never putting this horse for sale. It wasn't happening because she's got class. And this horse won first time out, but I want to show you. Look at the breeding on this horse. Oldie, is there any question which surface this horse wants?
No, there's no question. This horse wants dirt.
89 on the dirt tab. Look at this. 99, 99, 94. Do you know how many horses we see with numbers like this? They're very rare. And even money on the morning line. But the 10's the real deal, and the 10 has experience against winners. So, last time out ran against 5 other horses. And if the 9 gets beat on Sunday, it will be by the 10. But the upside of this 9 is tremendous. And look, Bruno gave this horse a 4-star work, and this is what he had to say. Discreet Mischief worked with Most Wanted, and Mischief was second best. A length back of Most Wanted, who looks like a horse to follow. Well, Bruno was absolutely right. Let's watch actually that workout and see how good that Most Wanted looked on the outside. So you can see in the with the white cap on the right, had a ton of horse. And by the way, too, Oldie, soon, like underneath, like where you see Discreet Mischief, there's going to be a hyperlink there, and you'll be able to click on that, and they'll take you to Discreet Mischief's past performances or workouts to show you how good that horse actually is. But you can see Most Wanted. It's got a ton of horse, lugging in a little bit right there. But it's a very nice horse, very nice mover, makes up a lot of ground.
And really, this isn't that big of a step up in class either, because this is not a great group.
No, it's not. No, that's actually a really good point. That's like we said, advantage to the 10 that it's faced winners already and ran a nice second place finish. All right, so hold on here. Sorry about that. Let's see. Advantage there, right? But
right, yeah. But the only horse, there's only a couple horses here who have faced winners and actually beaten winners. But from a class standpoint, that they're basically equal to maidens.
Yeah,
at this point.
That's true.
Based on who they beat.
Okay, so we've got, let's get back to Sunday, the 21st. What race was that again?
That was Ellis Park, race 6.
Race number 6. Okay, thank you. I don't know what I clicked on, but sorry, everybody. Okay, so if, an exacta box is prudent, all you have to do is come over here to Prop Bulls. You look at Prop Bulls, and it'll tell you what the exacta is going to be. It would look something like a win bet on the 9, or it would look something like a win bet on the 10 and an exacta 9-10, something like that. But the 9 horse looks like a free square to us.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we going next? Saratoga?
Saratoga. We got 3 horses at Saratoga to close.
Saratoga race number 6. Okay.
Saratoga race 6, the 2 horse.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, 2 horse. Bitter Days Ahead is a horse to watch. When you click on that, you can see it's the top pace, top SOR, EE second pick. It's top win percentage and top EE morning line, meaning lowest EE morning line at 6-5. And in that situation, when the horses are that, look at this. They're 48% chance of winning and -3% ROI, and in the money 81% of the time. Like, this is a free square. But
yeah,
I mean, this horse looks fantastic. Top pace number, it just looks gone. That being said, it's 81% to be in the money. When we say free square, a free square could mean being in the money. But this horse, it off the layoff, and it was off a long time. It came back. I mean, Joe Sharp thought this horse should be. And look at, he's 9% off the layoff, but second off the layoff, he's 17%. So this is what I think, Oldie. He didn't want to lose this horse first time out. So it's like, let me just give this horse a race. He's been off a long time, and then we'll put him in, or put him in the second time out to win the race, right?
That's that's what I was thinking as well. That was his plan. And with this drop here, he's now hoping that this horse doesn't get claimed. But this horse is by Gervin. He gets Tyler Gaffleone to ride here. This horse off this drop should be very, very live since it's beaten better than this group.
Agreed. You can see the threes closing, but again, the horse has a 9 pace, and there's really no speed in here other than the 2 horse, and the 2 horse is dropping from a 66 SOR down to a 54 SOR, going from a 14% win to a 31% win, and goes up a point in GSR, no big deal. Tyler Gaffleone says, hey, I'm willing, I'll jump aboard, and the jockey trainer combination is 18% in 158 races. So they look tough to beat on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Well, especially with a track like Saratoga that's been playing towards speed.
Yep.
Right.
And if this horse happens to break slow or something like that, it's actually a little bit tactical and doesn't have to have the lead too. So your goose isn't cooked if it breaks a little slow.
Good point. All right. Chris says we're going to race number 9 at Saratoga on Sunday. The 1 horse, Kiss Me Slow, is a first-time starter. And talk us through these workouts.
Yeah, so this is a Chad Brown firster by Into Mischief. And this horse, in its last work before this race, was 1 of 147 going 4 furlongs. From the gate, yes. So sharp gate work, would be what you would consider a bullet. And, this horse, to go 1 of 147 is very, very difficult to do.
Yeah.
So also gets Pratt and Brown have been red hot together. So you also have that factor here. It's St. Elias, who's a longtime client of Chad Brown's as well, that has had many graded stakes winners with him. And, these are very well-bred fillies. And if you look at the Tom Amos second-time starter, it has some nice works, but it's really just not bred as well as this Into Mischief Kiss Me Slow.
So this is a multiple grade 3 winner at the Dam. And so advantage to the 1 horse. We didn't really love the 3 horse. It was okay. It earned 44,000 in 6 tries. It didn't look, Black Dog didn't look all that great. You didn't really love this 3 horse that much. Why?
Well, number one, you look at the GSR to start off with, and this horse just isn't bred as well. You get the advantage of being on the inside. This is a horse, obviously, Chad Brown is spotting here into open maiden special weight as a 2-year-old, and has the big work as a 2-year-old. I mean, how often is your 1 of 147 going to be a 2-year-old?
Yeah.
As well.
Not very often.
And, because of that, you're also, the win percentages are a little spread out. The morning line's a little spread out. So you're not necessarily going to get beat up and this horse is going to go off at, 3 to 5 either.
Yeah. And look, at Into Mischief won first time out as well. The Dams did really well. Let's see.
And Pratt had previously been on the 2 and the 9 here, and is coming to ride this first time starter for Chad Brown.
Right. Okay.
So for me, I think this horse is very live here. And I'd be surprised if this horse doesn't win.
Excuse me 1 second. Do you ever you have a dream about something and you think about something? Not that I just dreamt, but I had an idea, and if I don't write it down, I will forget it. But it's in 10 minutes from now, it's gone. So I'm like, no, I need to write that down, right? So,
Yeah.
Anyways, so we all agreed on this horse. We didn't really like the 3 all that much, and there really was nobody else in here that we could see. Salty, you can see this horse. This one actually did really well. The sire is Tap It. And the dam was a really good dam as well. I mean, I guess this one could run good. It has good drills. Second time out, the EquinEdge long shot, 4-1 EE morning line. Did you look at this horse at all?
I did look at this horse a little bit, and under normal circumstances, this would probably be a horse I'd like. I will say that so far, Cassie's hand, when he hasn't been the favorite at Saratoga, has been pretty weak. So when he's the favorite at 1-5 with one of these 2-year-olds, that those horses have been romping. But outside of that, he really hasn't had that strong of a hand.
Yeah.
And yes, this horse is well bred, but the works are just okay. You could make a case if the one doesn't win, and that this is something you should maybe do in your handicapping too, and I know you do, is look at, well, what if that horse doesn't win? Then what happens?
Yeah.
And so you might want the Lucas horse, I think, too. Didn't show any speed last time out, and maybe just doesn't have any, but may have just been a product of breaking slow, and Lucas doesn't typically do well with first-time starters. So, that horse Trading Secrets might be another horse to watch.
Well, Lucas, I mean, he's just now known for getting long shots, isn't he? He just really comes with them. You have to watch him very carefully. Dam didn't look that great. I think everything is really lining up for the one horse Kiss Me Slow to run a good race. So, all right. So the last horse is where?
It is Saratoga Race 10, the 6-horse Rocketeer.
All right. Okay. I remember this horse. All right. Let's run this thing. You loved this horse, didn't you?
I did, yes. I love the angle of a graded stakes placed horse in with a bunch of non-winners.
Yeah. So I can't remember. We'll look at it in a second, but there was something about the 8-horse. Obviously, is one of the reasons why we like the 6 so much. Because what was it about the 8? Do you remember what we didn't like?
I think just that it had been stopping, like not stopping, but the 6 looks like it's going to sit right off there. The 5 being here is going to push the 8-horse. And the 6 is going to have the opportunity to pounce.
I think we were surprised. Irad stays on this horse, no doubt about it, for Pletcher. Yeah. Of course he's going to. But I think we were a bit surprised that the win percentage didn't go up on this horse after running a second-place finish in that allowance race. Comes back to the same level. And I think we were expecting that one to do better, right?
Well, and it's not working. You look at second off the layoff, you should be seeing an uptick in the works on this horse, and they're all 1-stars. They're not particularly quick.
And look at back May 26th. This is off of a long layoff too. I mean, a pretty good layoff, 2 months layoff. It had a 4-star work. So, I mean, this horse is really doing well. And then June 28th, coming off of that 6-9 race, obviously Brad Cox thinks high of this horse in its 3rd race. First race off a layoff, he puts the horse in a grade 3. I mean, so he's dropping in class here. Okay, now it's coming to me. The horse is dropping from a 70 SOR down to a 60. That's a massive drop in class. Second off the layoff, going from 13% to 40% win, and going from an 80 GSR to an 86, and it's 8-5 in the EE morning line. This horse has tremendous upside. whereas the 8 is just a decent horse, and the upside is really not that great in our opinion.
Yeah, and this horse could move forward, likely to have moved forward off that Matt Win, where it did not run poorly in the Matt Win either.
Yeah.
And there's no other horse I think in this race who could have been at the stretch, a tenth of a length away from the lead in the Matt Win. So
Yeah.
this horse was right there. It was coming off the layoff. It's going to move forward here, going 9 furlongs. It also gets the increase in GSR,
Yeah.
which we shouldn't eliminate as a factor as well. 6 points up in GSR is pretty sizable, going 9 furlongs from 8.5.
These are nice numbers. I mean, this is a really, really well-bred horse. So by Curlin, the dam earned 280,000 with 6 wins and 13 tries. I mean, absolutely no joke. She was a good one. And that's it for us. So how many horses we have? I think we had like 20 horses, 17 horses, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's about right. I think it was 17 or 18 horses. So.
Yeah, it was good. But I always enjoy this. Tomorrow, don't forget, you guys, we've got the Road to the NHC with Mr. David Harrison, NHC champ of 2022. And he's just killing it. He's got 2 entries to the NHC now. He's just doing really good, handicapping super, super well. We did the Road to the NHC last week, and I think he got like 8th or 9th. He did really, really well. So hopefully he's going to maintain that. I have a feeling you're going to have a really nice weekend, Oldie. Keep it up. I wish you all the best this weekend. And on the show, the stretch run is on Saturday as well. Do you know what time you guys are going on?
I believe Chris is finalizing that right now, but
okay.
I believe it'll be around 1:30 Eastern.
Okay.
And then, as well, guys, we will have the Haskell live on stream. We have Monmouth for the entire day. We'll have all the stakes, all the graded stakes, as well as graded stakes from Woodbine. So please join us. We'd love to have you for the stretch run on Saturday.
Yeah, big shout out to the Stronach Group and Monmouth Park and Jim Goodman over at Keeneland and all the. Who am I missing? Who else is there to give us the ability to show races live?
Woodbine, Hawthorne, Emerald,
Colonial Downs. Yeah, we're getting more and more that are giving us the ability to show these live streams, and it's really amazing. Horseshoe, yep, Horseshoe.
Yeah, they've been wonderful.
They've been fantastic. Big shout out to Rachel and so yeah, just amazing. So we're super grateful for all of you guys. Thanks for watching the show. It was a good one. Tomorrow morning, 11:30 Eastern time. Me and David Harrison. And anything I'm missing, Oldie?
I think that's it.
That's it.
As Howard would say, crush your bets, and as I would say, be strong in your opinions and play where you feel your strongest opinions are.
All right. Big shout out to of course Brad and Riley and Amy and Anna and Ryan and Malcolm and who am I missing? Like just everybody, you and Chris and Alfredo and I mean amazing team and Justin. We miss Justin. Hopefully Justin's doing well and he'll be on Saturday, correct?
He will not be on Saturday.
He won't be Saturday. He's been so busy with baseball. Yeah. And but anyways, and big shout out to you and our EquinEdge community, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, 11:30 Eastern, with David Harrison on the road to the NHC. Have a good night.